Our 2 minutes up, but I'm gonna do a little bit of announcements like we normally do. It's a Spotlight Sports with Battle Rap Kingdom. A lot of big things that we're not gonna talk about, but just know behind the scenes, looking kind of crazy. Um, I do want to say, for one thing, we'll probably say it multiple times tonight if he pops up because he's usually in the comments. You know what I mean? All prayers going out to If y'all don't know who is, he's part of the Battle Rap, and he's going through a lot of things right now. So, you know what I mean? For those who don't know, he was supposed to verse me for the championship, but he's having some medical issues, and I'm making it a decision to make him have a number one contenders clause, even though he never lost the championship, but he did get to the number one contender, and now life gets in the way of things sometimes. But I also want to put our best wishes out there from Battle Rap Kingdom to you know what I mean? That's how I would like to start the show for the people that support us and do this platform and podcast with us. You know what I mean? We all a family here at the end of the day, whether y'all want to be a part of the family or not. It's just what it is. But I do want to give the best wishes out to before we start the show, because we just found out about this earlier today. So, you know what I mean? Everybody give your prayers out to him. Hopefully a speedy recovery, but definitely somebody who'll be missed as far as battle rapping before he gets back on his feet. So whoever is the champion at the time, he has a number one contender clause.
Can y'all hear me? Am I straight?
Or it's not even a number one contender clause. Yeah, bro, you're straight. It's not even number one contender clause. He has a shot at the champion when he gets back, whether it's triple threat, fatal four-way, one-on-one. But yeah, just prayers for you know what I mean? Hopefully he'll be okay. You know what I mean? Everyone's going through shit right now. Even Lyric being here, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Everybody going through a little bit of turbulence in life right now. So I just wanted to get that message out to hopefully he'll be okay and he can recover quickly. I'm not going to go over what happened. I'm not going to speculate anything. I'm not going to talk about anything. Just know, just send your prayers. That's all you really need to know. All that other shit is just drama or just trying to poke the bear and have something gossip to talk about. We're not doing that over here. But to get on the show, Lyric popped up. So, hey, at least we get to have his opinion on this topic. I still like to go over before we start. We got 39 seconds, so I'm not going to start it till 30 seconds is up. But for those who don't know, the festival's coming up soon. Loud Mob's got a collab with K-Dub Solid coming up soon. Reggie Youngblood's doing a lot of work. The website with Lyrical doing a lot of work. I see the songs, or at least the videos on the songs. Might be older songs, but I see it. So everyone's doing work.
Work.
Yeah, everyone's doing work. But
Battle Rap Kingdom second annual Chop It Up the Podcast Award show. You know we get down. You better
them categories about to drop. Them categories about to drop. Nominations. Y'all last month to get these nominations off.
That's not even enough time. Or is it?
It could be for whoever's taking their music seriously. You got like 2-3 weeks to drop something.
Gotta tell you. Got to mid-November, man. Get your shit in.
Like I said last show, once Hawk Life makes the nominations, everything that you do from then on is counted for next year. So that's just how it would be. I think the verses this year, I think it's like 2 or 3 that actually counts for this year that wasn't counted for last year. So that's gonna be dope. We got a multiple even. Me and Haywall's verses would be a part of that category too. But there was some dope ass verses this year. I'm not gonna lie, some fire ass. It evolved into something bigger than people expected, and some people might have been the evolution that they thought was going to happen anyway. But now we're gonna get into the sports show. I'm gonna ask Hawk Life take another shot with me. We start the show off like we did last week. Let's get lit.
Then I'll just take a couple puffs for y'all.
Yeah. Man, how the tables have turned. You know what I'm saying, man? For those who know, you know. Let's go.
Five shots.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I just took. Took a big ass shot. A big ass Subway cup. My brother's gonna be mad at me when he find out I'm drinking some white. He gonna be like, "No, man,
Damn.
you gonna fight somebody?" Yeah, I might tonight. But we gonna get into the fights of this week. I'll save the other conversation for later. Or I'm gonna ask y'all: do y'all want to start with a quick basketball question, or do you want to
Yeah,
get straight into football?
no, we can do the basketball question right quick.
Okay. So the 76ers, everyone's seeing that they shopping James Harden and Joel Embiid right now. There's a lot of controversy whether it's true or not. But if you do think that James Harden and Joel Embiid, they can't go to the same team. They both on max contracts, I'm pretty sure. But where would you like to see these two superstars land if they are leaving the 76ers? They
Who is it
actually
again?
have
You said James Harden and who else?
and Joel Embiid.
And
From
going
my
to the same
understanding,
team, going
There
to a
was
different
a
team
trade that I
together.
saw, like a
You
mock
talk
trade,
together.
or no, they can't go together. It's gonna be a 3-team trade where both superstars are going to somewhere else. I know that much. Like,
Gotcha.
I don't think you can trade them together because they're both on max contracts, and you can only have 3 people on a max contract. So a lot of teams won't be able to pull that off.
I think I heard something about James Harden being traded to the Clippers.
Yeah, and then Joel Embiid was going to the Celtics or something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the trade I'm talking about. That's what made me come up with this topic. Like, where do you feel like that's? I don't think it's gonna work with the Clippers. I don't think that's the best spot. Do you think that's the best spot, or do you think he should go somewhere else?
Miami.
Who? James Harden or Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I was gonna pick. Joel Embiid goes to the fucking Miami, and Bam would have to go to the 76ers though.
Yeah.
But it'd be a 3-man trade. So James Harden, I hate to say this. I really hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I think he should go to the Bulls. I don't know why. It's not the best team, but
interesting.
I think with the players there, I think he could really do some work with the Chicago Bulls. Yeah,
he can wake the Bulls up, get the old Bulls back.
But if you're gonna put him to a contender right now, like if you're gonna put him on a contender team, I don't think none of the contending teams need him. And that's sad to say, but I don't think like Denver don't need him. Miami, they already got Butler there. That's conflict of interest. Warriors, they don't need him. They already dealing with Chris Paul and what they're gonna do with him as being a, you know what I mean? They already got Klay Thompson. So even with the Celtics, don't need him. You got Jaylen Brown. You just got Drew Holiday. Now they will get Joel Embiid. I think the Celtics with Joel Embiid would be crazy too, to be honest. That would be like an actual like, whoa, shit. Because they already have, you know what I mean, what's his name there? Center. But he would be able to play there around.
Be a whoa shit kind of moment, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like James Harden needs to be the star of the team to be the most productive. He has to be the number one. I feel like in Chicago, he will probably not be the number one, but he could still Zach LaVine. He could show him some like tricks and da da da. Like I think Chicago, he would benefit going to Chicago a little bit more. And he would have a lot more pool there as far as playing time because he's not looking like the James Harden we knew. So I think Joel Embiid is an easy pick. You can put him in a lot of places, except for the Denver Nuggets. A lot of people was like, hey, they should let Jamal Murray run the point and James Harden go to the Denver Nuggets. I don't think that would work. That would still be a crazy trade, but they would have to give up some of the pieces that made their championship team to get James Harden. And I think we learned that from the Luka and Kyrie Irving situation. Like just because you got two stars do not mean it's going to mix well. That's one thing.
Right.
Does not mean it's going to mix.
I think the Clippers situation could be an interesting trade. Put him over there with Westbrook. I think that'd be Houston again. You know how that was last time him and Westbrook was on team.
What, James Harden?
Yeah.
But here's my thing: playing time. You already got Paul George as shooting guard,
Right.
so they would have to move Paul George to small forward, and they would have to move Kawhi Leonard to power forward, or they would have
True.
to make James Harden come off the bench. Are you think James Harden is going to accept coming off the bench at this point in his career?
He gonna have to. I mean, I feel like he could be a starter, but he gonna have to. Sometimes the supporting role can be your best role. I don't want him to get Camelo'd out and get on that trend where they put him in that role
Yeah, I
again.
agree with that. I feel like he can be
Yeah.
an Andrew Iguodala for a championship team if he comes off the bench.
Mm.
Just look at Russell Westbrook when he played for the Lakers. When he came off the bench, it started looking like this could be doable.
Right. That's true.
But I think the Clippers got too many stars already with the 3 they got, and I don't think they would be able to manage having any kind of bench because you're going to have to give up stuff for James Harden. So, if anything, the Clippers should get Joel Embiid, and I would probably give that up to have Joel Embiid there because back when they had Stevenson for Oklahoma City, Russell Westbrook was good off the pick and roll and feeding his center. So I think that would be a better fit. I think Joel Embiid is the one who's going to go somewhere where it's going to mean something. I think James Harden is just going to be another piece to especially offensively because he don't play defense like that anymore, like he did. Joel Embiid plays defense and offense.
I'm gonna say this: they gonna keep at least one of them. I don't think they're gonna be able to trade both of them. They probably gonna keep at least one. Now I think Harden is trying to shop Harden around, but
I think they get rid of both of them for one reason. James Harden is just not working. He wants out, so of course he's going to be the one to go, and Joel will probably be the one to stay. But Joel Embiid's been injured for so much. You got to look at it like, are we getting our money's worth after this guy misses 20 games at least per season, 20, 30 games off of injury? So is he injury prone? Like, should we move from him and try to build for the future? Because that's what the Trailblazers are doing. They're getting ready to. They're not worried about this year. They're worried about 3 years from now, getting those picks that they got. So I think if I'm sitting back as the 76ers and it's not working, and you know what I mean, Doc Rivers didn't work out. Everything that you're doing is not working out. For you to make sure that you're making a change, you would have to break the whole house down. You got to bring the foundation down, which is Joel Embiid and James Harden at this point. You would have to get them out of there and stack up picks and go with your young squad or young players because 76ers on that mock trade that we were just talking about, I can't remember where Joel Embiid went. I can't. But the players, like, they were getting Malcolm Brogdon. They were getting a whole bunch of players and 3 picks. Like, you're getting a whole other starting 5. So I would probably, if I was the 76ers, I would just do it. I would just say, fuck it.
So you saying that they should pull, like, basically what you saying?
They should trade both of them.
Yeah. So that's what the Cowboys should do with Dak Prescott and Zeke. Yeah.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that because the 1 week I don't go with the Cowboys, I won.
Texas is finally kind of halfway. Texas is finally kind of halfway doing it. You know what I mean? They just got to get rid of Dak Prescott. That's it. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that.
You said it the best. Get rid of both of them. I like that. Like,
for basketball, don't put words in my mouth now because I didn't say get rid of Dak Prescott.
Oh my God!
I'm ready to do this shit. Let's get it.
Okay, let's get to football. Let me go through the list right now because I'm ready to talk my shit. I hope y'all ready.
Talk some shit too. You know what I mean?
It's okay. All right. First game, the Bears 40, Commanders 20. We all lost that. Lost that.
What are you talking about? You talking about Willis?
You didn't go with the Commanders. You went with the Bears. I rewatched the whole thing, so if you want to go back and rewatch it, you can. I watch the show every week twice.
Bastards was winning at first.
I know I went for the Commandos. I was just saying.
No, you went for the Bears, bro. You better rewatch it. We all went for the Bears.
I don't even know why the hell I even went for the Bears, to be real with you. I can't even talk no shit on that one. Okay, all right,
because,
let's go.
All right, the Jags, 25. The Bills, 20. We all lost that one. The
Damn,
Saints
that's a rough week.
34. The Pats 0.
Who
What a
that?
shutout.
Who
What a
that? Who that?
shutout.
Who that? Who that? Who that said
YZ,
they gonna
Chief of
beat them?
YZ, and Hawk Life won that one. Titans 16, Colts 23, Hawk Life and Lyric won that one. Ravens 10, Steelers 17. We all lost that one, but that's I don't even want to
Tragic.
talk about that
Wow,
bullshit.
wow,
Like, why would you
wow.
go for it in fourth down? Like, there's so many things wrong with that game. I'll get into it later. Panthers 24, Lions 42. We all won that one. Falcons 21, Texans 19. YZ won that one by himself. I told y'all stop shitting on them Falcons, and y'all didn't want to listen to me. I'm gonna take my time.
Fuck
Y'all
them
say,
dirty
"Oh,
birds.
when we get
Fuck
here
them
next
dirty
week,"
birds.
they said, "When
Fuck
we
them
get here
dirty
next week,
birds.
Chief, you gonna have to eat that shit." And guess what? I won that shit. I'm gonna let you know. So y'all gotta eat the damn bullet with that one. Dolphins 31, Giants 16. We all won that one. Bengals 34, Cardinals 20. Chief of YZ won that one. I told y'all. Eagles 23, Rams 14. YZ and Hawk Life won that one. Chief of YZ and Hawk Life. Jets 31, Broncos 21. Chief of YZ and Lyric won that one. Chiefs 27, Vikings 20. Chief of YZ and Hawk Life won that one. Cowboys 10. 49ers 42. I wish Hawk Life, he trying to I should switch my pick. My daddy gonna be mad as hell because only Chief YZ and Lyric won that one. And the Packers 13 and the Raiders 17. Hawk Life won that one alone. But I'm gonna say, one time I picked the Packers, they let me down, bro. I'm not going for the love no more. I'm not going for them motherfuckers. Not a nan nutter. But for games I want to point out, the Saints, definitely the wild game of the week, man. Even though I picked them, you know what I mean, but still a shutout against the Patriots. Damn, you got to give props there. You got to give props there. That's gonna make
Belichick
our stats
up.
look good.
Rap Belichick up. Nah, but serious.
Hey, and that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Anyway, another game I want to go over, the Ravens and Steelers. We beat ourselves, man. You don't go for the field goal. You go for a fourth down in the second quarter. Like, come on. And then 7 drop passes. Like, can we catch the ball? We looking like the Chiefs out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I said I could see where the Steelers would win, and it pissed me off watching that game. I ain't gonna lie. It fucked up my whole day. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was not feeling football that day, especially with my fantasy league. I'm not even gonna go over that.
Come on now,
See,
Baltimore.
I told you the Steelers gonna win.
No, you didn't. You said the Ravens were gonna win. Shut the hell up. Don't start with me again. All right, but I want to focus on this Falcons and Texans because y'all keep sleeping on them Falcons. And I keep going for them every week by myself. I don't get no credit. I've been rocking with the Falcons every week.
It ain't our fault the Texans shit.
Hey, I told you they would because y'all sat here and said, you're going to be wrong, Chief. We going to talk our shit next week. But now, which kind of shit can you talk now? It was 21-19.
I'm still screaming. Y'all was getting your ass whooped at first. I got lucky. And I'm still sitting there saying, fuck the Falcons. Yeah.
And we're going to see about it this week. Any games y'all want to talk about? I still feel like Hawk Life's beating himself up for not going for the 49ers, and he's the only one that went with the Cowboys. Because I know when to hold them and I know when to fold them. And that game, I knew the Cowboys weren't going to win, so I couldn't go with them. But Hawk Life was the only one that went with the Cowboys, took that L. But he also was the only one who went with the Raiders, which I should have went with the Raiders. I'm beating myself about that game. I was like, I knew the Packers weren't going to beat them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna definitely talk about that Saints game, man. Let me tell you.
Hold on, Hawk Life. Let me ask you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. It was the Patriots. Don't get too hype over them. It was the fucking Patriots. So don't get too hype over them.
That's what I was about to say. Even though the Saints went 34-0, the defense played it. There was a lot of forced passes.
Hold on. Hawk Life. I want to say one thing.
By Mac Jones.
Okay, I want to say one thing. I told y'all was going to score on defense. Didn't I call that last week? I said the Saints will score on the interception on defense. And what they do this week? Yep, I called it, bro. You got to give me my props, too. I called that game. I knew they was going to score on defense.
The Honey Badger came out with the pick 6 out the gate, and it was all downhill for Mac Jones from there. It was a lot
27 yards.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of forcing the ball on Mac Jones' part and some on Carr part too. He got almost intercepted a couple times. It was a rough going for the offense, but they did enough, and the defense did enough. Them fucking sacks, that defensive line, everybody from Cam Jordan to Adebayo, it was crazy on the defensive line. But yeah, man, we had a superstar week, man, and if they could play like that every week, man, shit. But man, well, we waiting on Chief to come back. We don't know what happened, man. But we're gonna talk about the next game.
Yeah, shit. I just feel like with the Ravens though, I agree with Chief and shit. We beat ourselves with that one. There's a lot of things that the Ravens should have did that, you know, we didn't do. And then that one call was fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. Like I was like, God damn. But
Well, I disagree with that call. I know what call you're talking about. His arm was not moving forward. He didn't
Hmm.
start with the forward pass. So as far as that
yeah,
Ravens game,
maybe so,
I
but
feel
it
like
just kind of looked
I
that
feel
way.
like
You know what I mean?
defense beat us. Our defense made us lose. Our offense made us lose, and our special teams made us lose. And the coaches, it's everyone's fault. You can't point one finger. Lamar Jackson was playing great. That's the only person I can say. You know what? If they would have caught the balls that he
No,
threw, the homo
Trey
calls,
Flowers was actually playing pretty great too, though.
he
I
dropped
can't
three
say.
passes, bro.
Well,
He
yeah,
he
he
he fucked
did,
us up a
but
little bit too. If
yeah,
Mark
yeah, he
Andrews would have
did.
caught the
You're right.
ball in the end zone, except for when he underthrew Mark
He
Andrews and
under,
Lamar Jackson got
yeah,
the pick.
yeah,
Okay, cool. That
right,
pissed me off too because you could have just ran the ball. You already
right.
like. I feel like being aggressive when you had the lead. You don't have to do that shit, especially against the Steelers, because you already knew it was gonna be a close game. But that
Which
shit
you
hurt
said
me.
that last week. You did say that
I
last
told y'all
week.
Mm.
that. I told y'all it was gonna
Yeah.
be a close ass game. But we're gonna get into these games this week.
All right, cool. Let's get to games this week.
The Broncos, who are 1-4, versus the Chiefs at home at 4-1. I went with the Chiefs again. I went with my homie. Um,
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos.
bro, you gotta stop doing
Let me
these hot
see.
takes, man. Broncos is washed. They dog water. If they
They
can get
don't
that,
get.
if they can get that Russell Wilson from Seattle back, he could turn it around. But
Yeah, they're gonna take their second
but
loss against this game.
I will
My
say the
first,
Broncos have a better defense. I will say that.
my first game of the week. I feel like it's gonna be a dope
Uh,
battle of quarterbacks because you got two premium quarterbacks. Russell Wilson could have a good game at any moment. Sean Payton's job on the line in this one. If he don't pull out a win in this one, he could wrap it up. That's what he get to if his ass get fired. I don't give a damn.
I'm just
Now,
gonna let you know,
with that
Russell
being
Wilson is premium tuna.
right, and with that being said, I'm going for Mahomes because you know I'm a Mahomes boy, and I'm going for Kansas City to kick
All
their ass.
right.
But Denver might pull up. Denver
So
might
Hawk
pull
Life
upset
and
though.
Chief will go for the Chiefs. And maybe that's why Chief will go in the Chief. Maybe that's the thing now. I don't know. But Broncos, Lyric got their side. All right. My first game of the week, the Ravens 3-2 versus the Titans 2-3. And I do like the Titans this year. But the Ravens, it's a prove it game for me. But this is my game of the week where you know how I do my game of the week. It's a toss it up game. I can see either side winning. Um, but I feel like the Ravens got people back healthy, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Williams. There's a lot more people coming back, and Ronnie Stanley. So I feel like last week they just been injured for so long, they had a rust on them. This week I feel like they get the practice, they get the flow. They just had a game. I feel like the Ravens go back to form. I feel like they can beat the Titans in this game. I really do. So I went with the Ravens.
This ain't my game of the week. Titans Ravens. I know the Ravens had a rough outing last week. They get a Titan team who's struggling itself. I give it to the Ravens this week.
Okay. Go ahead, Lyric. Don't play around. Like, I'm telling you, I'm tired of you playing around with these Ravens. So you might as well just say Ravens or it's on. I hear you contemplating over there. God damn it, don't you fuck with me. I'm on a white tonight. You
All
gotta.
right, I'm back. I went to the kitchen to get some snacks, but I heard
Okay,
what you
well,
said the whole
Ravens or
time. I got
Titans?
I know. I got AirPods in my ear. I heard you talking shit. But
Yeah,
the
I wasn't
Ravens,
talking shit. I'm thinking. Okay, Ravens. We all go for the Ravens. All right, this next game. Panthers are 0-5. The Dolphins are 4-1. I went with the Dolphins because I told y'all the Panthers was gonna be shit.
Dolphins.
Panthers, the worst team in the goddamn league. Dolphins.
All right, no upset on that one. We can all agree on that one. My next game of the week, the Saints 3-2 versus the Texans 2-3. I'm gonna let Hawk Life take this one first. Who you got?
Oh, you know I got something to say. Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? We gonna whoop their ass the way the Falcons should whoop their ass and not won by a few points. We gonna blow that ass out. We in the pocket, car in the pocket. We looking good. We
Paul.
getting that rhythm offense.
Let me take another shot because I don't feel like I'm feeling this topic. Hold on. Go ahead, Lyric. Who you got?
And
Saints or
that's
the
my
Texans?
game of the week, my second game of the week.
This is also my second game of the week.
Texans.
You a hater, huh?
I went with the Saints. But let me tell you, I think this is not going to be a blowout. To me, Will Anderson, that rookie, is going. Derek Carr has not been good under pressure. And he's gonna cause pressure. That rookie's fucking nasty. I'm not gonna lie to you. And let's not forget the Patriots didn't have Matthew Judon to bring that pressure that he would, like Lyric said last week. So I feel like it's going to be a closer game. That's why I have it as my game of the week, because my game of the weeks are toss-up games where I can see either side winning. Even with the Ravens, I can see the Titans beating the Ravens. I can see how they can do it, but will they do it? I don't know. But the Saints, I feel like Derek Carr is getting comfortable. He's getting over that injury. I feel like they're riding high. This might be the reason why the Texans win, because they're riding high. Hey, we did a perfect game. We shut them out. We're somebody. We're somebody. And hopefully, if they don't take it that way, like we're just going to dog walk the Texans, like Hawk Life said. If they come in knowing that they could lose this game, they'll win it. If they come in thinking they're going to win the game, they'll lose it. And that's just my point of view of that game.
Definitely lose. They can definitely lose. They do not need to come in with an ego. I'm saying it to be exciting, but they don't need to come in with
I
an
know.
ego.
I'm just fucking around. The next game, because I know y'all two not gonna agree with me again, but I'm gonna talk my shit. Commanders 2-3 against the Falcons at home at 3-2. I went with the Falcons again. I'm 3-2 with the Falcons because I go with them every week. I think the Dirty Birds gonna beat the Commanders. Commanders got a better defense, but I feel like the Falcons have a better offense. Usually I go with the defensive team, but this came down to a home game, and I'm like, Atlanta's doing their thing at home, so they figure out, like how Lyric said early in the season, the Panthers always figure out how to win. Not this year because they 0-5, but I feel like the Falcons is that new team that just figures it out. Even when they come back and they figure it out somehow, that's the team that's doing it this year. I feel like they have a chance at the playoffs, and I'm sorry to say this, but if the Saints lose against the Texans, then I feel like the Falcons will be that team to get, because this is getting into this point of the season where you're starting to see playoff, who's going to be in the playoffs, who not. There's only a couple teams that you can say is going to be in the playoffs and who you think of, but still at the same time, we're getting to the later half of the season, or the later first half of the season, to where you starting to know what teams is going to be able to do it and which team's going to struggle. I got the Bucks winning that division, but I think the Falcons and the Saints are going to be fighting for that second slot. So yes, I went with the Saints, and I still went with the Falcons against the Commanders. So Commanders 2-3, Falcons at home 3-2. But what's the parlay on that? What y'all got? I already know y'all both going with the Commanders. So go ahead. Go ahead. This shit.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. I'm gonna say fuck the Falcons. I'm going with the Commanders.
That's cool. I get to talk about that. Go ahead. Lyric, who you got? Who you got? Commandos? Go ahead. Go ahead. I already knew when I picked this game that nobody was gonna stand with me. Unless Lyric just wants to stand with his brother, then I'll accept it. But don't be complaining when you commanders do win. I'm just saying you gotta pick a squad. You gotta pick a squad.
Falcons.
All right. So just remember, if my Falcons lose, then I'm gonna treat them like the Green Bay Packers because you started on the bandwagon. This is the first time this year that someone agreed with me with the Falcons. But I do see the command. And this was almost a game of the week too. There was so many possible game of the weeks. I ain't gonna lie, so many. I gotta pour me up another drink, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about this next one. Colts 3-2, and the Jags are 3-2. This is my third game of the week. So who y'all got in the Colts and the Jags? Jags are at home.
Third game of the week. The Jags been looking pretty good. So have the Colts. I think this is gonna be a dog fight, but I'm gonna get this to the Jags.
Colts. I'm going
Chief
for
for
the
your
Colts.
camera. Okay. You said the Colts. So we just waiting on Chief for his camera. I don't know what we got going on. Let's give him a second. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good matchup. That's why this was my third game of the week. Colts and the Jazz. I thought it would be a real good matchup. Real good defensive battle. Good offensive battle. It's gonna be come out to basically who wanted the ball. And you know I'm a home team type of guy, so I picked Jacksonville. Yeah.
Jacksonville. All right,
And
so
Larry picked the Colts.
I know he did. I didn't have to ask him. I know he did. Spoiler alert. I don't like the Colts, so maybe I'm being biased. Maybe it's a biased decision by me, but I went with Jacksonville. Here's why. It's my game of the week. I feel like either team can win it, but Anthony Richardson was injured last game. He went down. Now, whether he plays this game or not, he's going through an injury. He was looking like he could have been rookie quarterback of the year, which we talked about last year. I mean, not last year, but last game, last week. God damn. Last week we said who do you think is going to be the rookie of the year? But he's going through an injury, so if he was 100% healthy, I would have to go on that Colts train, which I hate. I hate to go with him, but since I know he just had an injury, and whether or not he's going to play or not is questionable. Which they do have Gardner Minshew, and he's a good backup quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but he's not better than Trevor Lawrence. So I had to go with Jacksonville. I went with Jacksonville on this one.
Okay.
So the next game, the Seahawks 3-1 just had a bye week. One of the teams that had a bye week, we haven't went through any of the other teams, and they're versing the Bengals at home at 2-3. And even though I went with the Bengals the last couple of weeks, I think I went with the Seahawks. I'm going with Seattle. I just feel like the Bengals don't have that defensive presence anymore. I don't feel like the Bengals have been figuring it out on offense too much lately. They're playing comeback
too. That's how I see it too.
And plus the Seahawks, well. It could play in the rust because the Seahawks did have a week off, but I think that helps them. And Joe Burrow still being injured, still dealing with an injury.
I mean, like they're a bit healthier. They won't be so exhausted or tired as other.
Exactly, and that's exactly why I went with the Seahawks. Lyric said he went with the Seahawks too. Yeah. So, but I agree with everything that my brother just said. I stand on that with him. It's not nothing against the Bengals, even though we're in the same division. I just feel like Lyric just said, the Seahawks are a little bit more healthier, and they got that week off to really plan for the Bengals.
I love the Bengals and what they be doing. I know they be having their little struggles. You know, I said Jamar Chase was going to have a good game last game, and he did. But I also feel like every time I called on Geno and said Seattle was gonna win, they pulled out a W. And I feel like that this week, Geno handled business. Seattle.
So we all going with Seattle. All right, this next game is my worst game of the week. And now when I say worst game, because I've been watching back on these, I don't mean that they're going to be the lowest scoring or there's going to be a shit show. I just feel like it's two teams that need a win, that are the worst in their divisions, or they're the worst in the league
Bad day.
in that win and loss column. So let's just get that straight. But this is my worst game of the week, because a lot of these worst game of the weeks I've been noticing, and someone did point it out to me. One of our fans said, "Hey man, you be picking these worst game of the weeks and they be fire ass games." I'm like, nah, that's not what I mean by worst game of the week. Worst game of the week is these are two people that have the lowest wins and losses that are going against each other. And this week it is the Vikings 1-4 against the Bears, who are 1-4. I went with the Vikings because we seen the Bears on a bad day, and we seen the Vikings on a bad day, but the Vikings still produced more than the Bears. So I'm looking at if they both have their worst game, if they're both struggling. The Bears don't really have that receiver like Justin Jefferson to really do something with. Dalvin Cook, they don't really have that. They do have Justin Fields that a lot of people are shitting on, but he can run that ball. He can bring something different as a quarterback stance as rushing. But I did go with the Vikings 1-4, and the Bears are 1-4, but I want the Vikings.
I just want to say, fuck them Bears, bro. I went for them. They ain't fucking won shit. So, you know what I mean? That ain't fucking happen no more. But, nah, nigga. Don't fucking, don't say that shit, bro. I feel
You
like
learned
you
your
said that
lesson,
shit.
huh?
I feel, yeah, I did. But, to piggyback on the comment on what you said, what homie said about
But
the
in
worst team,
defense, the Bears just won 40-20 against the Commanders.
the Bears is the sorriest goddamn team in the goddamn league, it seems like right now. Because they can't get their
Nah, it's the
goddamn shit
Panthers.
together.
It's the Panthers. They
They're
the
just
second
fucking.
worst.
The Panthers and the Bears are fucking goddamn married with each other now. We're seeing some weird ecosystem shit going on right now inside the animal fucking habitat. Like, I mean, come on now, bro. The fuck is going on here? The fuck
All
going on
right.
here, man? Y'all about to
Hawk
make me
Life.
feel like Charlemagne the God. I'm
Who
going
you
for the
got?
God. I'm going for the fucking
This my fourth game of the week,
Vikings.
and I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
why.
Vikings.
Fourth
Game
game
of
of
the
the week, I'm
week.
gonna tell you why.
Cause one of them got to win.
For y'all be like, Chicago got to win, and they riding on a little high, and Minnesota got a better offense. So I'm curious to see that high versus Minnesota's got the overall better team, and I'm trying to see how that's gonna mesh. That high might have Chicago come in with an adrenaline to play a different type of game and pull out a W. You just never know.
They sorry. That's not happening.
I'm gonna be the devil advocate, and I'm going Chicago on this one.
All
You
Ooh,
right,
fucking
Chirac.
dumb.
We all
They
know you
ain't
was going. If
winning.
it's a questionable game, Hawk Life's gonna go with the home team. We all know that. I'm gonna point
There
out
ain't no
your shit.
questioning. They're not winning. They ain't
I
winning.
say it's
fuck
questionable.
them.
Hold on. I say it's questionable. But let me get into this next game where I feel like we all gonna agree. The 49ers 5-0 against the Browns, who are 2-2. The Browns coming off a bye week. They did not play last week. They're fresh. But the 49ers are undefeated for the season. I went with the 49ers because I feel like they got the best defense in the league, and I'm going to go with defense. And also, you know what I mean, I'm going to play a little bit of personal side. I want the Browns to lose because we in the same division. So I'm going to put all my chips on the 49ers this week. It's not my game of the week, but I feel like the Browns got a good defense. The 49ers got a great defense, and the 49ers have a better offense than the Browns, depending on if Deshaun Watson rushes for over 100 yards, I feel like the Browns will win, but I don't think that's going to happen. I go with the 49ers.
I'm just gonna say, don't shit on the Browns.
I just had diarrhea on the Browns. Fuck them. I'm going with the 49ers.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna
So
say,
you going with the
don't
Browns?
shit
You got to pick
on
something. You got to
the
say something else.
Browns. Because
So you going
49ers
with the
gonna
Browns?
because 49ers gonna shit all on them. You know what I mean? I'm going for 49ers, period. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you know,
don't shit on the Browns, but they toilet paper this week.
hell yeah, bro. TP, bro.
All right, Hawk Life. Are you going with the majority, or are you going to go with an upset? It's 49ers 5-0, Browns 2-2. A quick thing, real quick. I'm at Chief YZ leads the wins. I'm at 49 wins. Hawk Life is at 45, and Lyric is at 38 wins. For those who are paying attention to that, so I'm up by 4 this week. So you might have to go with a little bit of devil's advocate, but I don't think this is the game to do it. But I'm gonna let you talk your shit now. 49ers,
It's a
Brown.
little bit of it a little rather dazzle. My daddy tell me be in the saddle, but I said sometimes you gotta think outside the box. Cleveland got the rest, and they just might get the 49ers a shock. I feel like this gonna be the 49ers' first loss of the season, and it's only because Cleveland
Damn, this
coming with
man just
fresh
battle
legs.
rapped the 49ers. He just put a whole round in on their ass.
Daddy, I'm sorry, but Cleveland whooping your ass this week.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this one time. You gonna go against your daddy again and take a L? Nah, I could see it, but I can't
I just
see it.
want to
Son.
lose once.
All right, so the Patriots are 1-4 versus the Raiders, who are 2-3. I've been wishy washy on the Raiders. I've been back and forth, but I hate the Patriots, so I went with the home team. I went with the Raiders. I went with the Raiders to get to 3-3. I think the Pats will be 1-5. But I just feel like the Patriots got more to figure out than the Raiders. The Raiders know what they want to do. They just didn't accomplish what they want to do in some of their games. The Patriots don't know what they want to do. They don't know where to go to. They don't know where their bread and butter's at. So for me, you know what I mean? The Raiders are going to lean on certain players to get those plays, and the Patriots don't know what they're going to do. They're still dealing with injuries that Lyric brought up last week. So I kind of went with the Raiders because I feel like the Pats are injured, and they're not even injured that bad. They're missing key players that is on that pass rush. So if you're allowing Jimmy Garoppolo to sit in that pocket, I feel like it's going to be a long day for the Patriots. I went with the Raiders.
Yeah, it's Raiders' time to shine. Go for Raiders. This is a no-brainer. That's why I said last week they just got injured. You know, like you gotta look at injuries as well. You know, like there's things that you gotta consider when you know you're thinking about things. And I definitely agree. I mean,
All
that's what I'm going
right.
for.
No
Hawk.
brainer, no brainer, no brainer, no brainer. The big O, no brainer.
All
New
right, so we
England
all went
is
with the
shit.
Raiders. I'm taking another shot.
Fire Bill Belichick, the GM, not the coach. Fire Bill Belichick, the GM.
My next game is my 4th game of the week. The Lions, who are 4-1, versus the Bucks, who are 3-1. The Bucks coming off a bye week. This was the one game that I spent 15 minutes thinking about. I ain't gonna lie to you. I sat back and was like, what's gonna happen with these two teams? What's really gonna happen with these two teams?
I was going to
So,
be the first one to say the Bucks. That's what I'm going for.
all right, so you went with the Bucks. Like I was saying, I went down to personal. It wasn't about home game with the Bucks. I had the Bucks beating the Saints in that divisional in the first week when we went who's gonna win the division. I felt like the Bucks was gonna win the division, and I'm sticking with that. We can change our picks. Halfway through the season, we're gonna have who do you think is gonna win now that you know the teams. But honestly, I like the Detroit Lions because of my brother that had passed me and Lyric's brother that had passed. But also, I had to get realistic a little bit. The Bucks are at home. They just had a bye week that could play against them because you got rust on a bye week. You didn't play. You weren't in the pads. I feel like they're going to be in the pads for their practices this week. You have to when you have a week off. But this is my 4th game of the week, so I can see the Lions beating them. I think the Lions, I told y'all the Lions is going to be the sleeper team of the year, and I think they're proving that so far. No one expected them to be 4-1, but I feel like the Bucks are going to beat them. That's just me. Hawk Life's going to pick the Lions, but it's okay. Go ahead.
My 4th game of the week, divisional opponent going against an undivisional opponent. That's not a non-divisional opponent. This is gonna be interesting matchup for sure. Defense heavy. I'm waiting to see how the two defenses adapt to the two quarterbacks. But if I had to call this one, I'm gonna give this one to Detroit. Detroit been looking a lot better than Tampa this year, so I'm gonna give it to Detroit. Uh, yeah, man.
Hey, you know when Tampa
And the
didn't
Saints
look
winning
that
the
bad
division.
is when they beat them Saints. That's when Tampa didn't look that bad.
We was getting it together, but when they see us again, we smoking that ass.
We might have to put a little green on that. The next game, the Cardinals, who are 1-4, versus the Rams, who are 2-3. I went with the Rams because they got Cooper Kupp back. He was there last week. I think he surprised a lot of people who were returning, and I feel like he's going to be even more in tune with the offense and knowing what they're doing this year. He had a early season injury that kept him out until last week. So I feel like the Cardinals is one of the worst teams. To me, right now, the worst teams are the Panthers, the Bears, and the Cardinals. That's my top three worst teams. If you want to go to 5, I'm gonna throw in the Giants, and I'll also throw in which will be hard because there's a lot of bad teams that are 1-4. I'll throw in the Pats. That's my top 5 worst teams. So I can't go against. It could be upset. It could be, but I feel like the Rams are going to beat the Cardinals. Like, really? If you can't pull that game off, then I'll think different of you from now on. So I went with the Rams. The only upset
Yeah,
I have this week is the Bucks. The Bucks beating the Lions is an upset that I have. That's the only upset.
yeah,
But
I'm
I went
going
to
for
Rams.
Rams. That's what I'm going for. Is the Rams. I agree as
All
well.
right,
And
I
Hawkeye,
this is
love
gonna
them
be a
Cardinals,
boys.
beast.
Rams.
This is gonna be a
Kyler
good
Murray should
ass.
be returning.
This is gonna be a good game actually, but
It's
more
gonna be
for a
a
good
good
game for
game.
the. It's gonna be more for a good game for the Rams because he's returning. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
gonna
Cooper
be like
Kupp's
a
on his return,
yeah, it's
and
gonna be like a whole
Kyler
fucking
Murray is
debut.
suspected to be returning, at least back to
So it's
form.
gonna be a good day for this game. Yeah.
Wasn't my game
It's
of the
gonna be a
week,
good
but
game.
it's definitely gonna be a good game. I
It's
agree.
gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a slobber knocker. I would have to say the Carolina and the Cardinals getting uh Kyler Murray back and the Rams getting Cooper Cup back. It's gonna be a competition. It's gonna be close, kind of shootout, kind of show. But I think both of these defenses to step up. I'm a I don't be the odd one out on this one because I just feel like the Cardinals been on a little stride as of late. So I'm gonna give this one to the Cardinals.
All right, this next game, the Eagles 5-0 versus the Jets 2-3. Before I give my pick, I'd like to say some things. The Jets, great defense. I still feel like they have that good defense. Don't get me wrong. Even with the little bit of, because if people don't know, the Jets take chances, and that's what's got them beat on a few of these games. But the Eagles also take chances offensively, and the Eagles got a solid defense. The Jets got a great defense. The Jets have a solid offense, but the Eagles got a great offense. And I feel like the Eagles, if they play solid and they play structured, they should beat the Jets. So I went with the Eagles. I usually go with defense, but this week I was like, nah, I feel like the Eagles and the 49ers are both still going to be undefeated. So I went with the Eagles.
Good week, two dope competitors, two dope matches. Uh, Eagles, Jets. I feel like with this game here, the Eagles been on a tightrope as of late. Been having some really, really close games.
And the
And
Jets are at home,
if I had to,
before you ask. Yeah.
and the Jets going over home momentum. This is a tough
Move
one
in
to
front of the mic a
call.
little bit.
This is a tough one to call. Jets got a little home momentum. This is a tough one to call. I think I would call this one. And it's gonna surprise a lot of people, but I've been picking upsets. I think the 5-0 streaks get cut this week, so I'm picking the Jets as well to beat the Eagles.
All right, Lyric, you got to play devil's advocate this week. I got the Eagles. Hawk Life's got the Jets. You did say that the 49ers were going to lose against the Browns. Are you saying the Eagles are going to lose against the Jets? Or are you saying they stay undefeated?
Nah, I'm saying them undefeated records get
No,
cut
I'm
this
saying
week. They
Lyric.
both took a L. Oh,
I think you went with the 49ers. No, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't. You and Lyric went with the Browns. Lyric, who you got in
No,
this
no, no,
Eagles
no, no. I
versus
went for
Jets?
49ers, bro. I was joking. I said, I'm glad you did say that. I said, don't shit on the Browns. I
Yeah, and
said,
then
but
you
the
went with the 49ers. I remember.
yeah.
You good, you good. But who you got in this Eagles 5-0 against the Jets 2-3? The Jets are at home. Do you agree with Hawk Life? They've been on a tightrope in close games, or do you feel like that the Eagles offense is going to it really comes down to the Eagles offense and the Jets defense?
The Eagles undefeated, right?
Yeah, they're 5-0. The Jets are
The
2-3.
Eagles,
The Jets are at home.
the Eagles definitely gonna win this one easily.
All right. So the Giants, who are 1-4, versus the Bills, who are 3-2. And let's not forget that the Giants are shit. So I went with the Bills. I hate to go with the Bills, but I went with the Bills. They're at home. The Giants are
Yeah,
trash.
yeah, I'm going for the Bills.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. What he got going on this damn connection? I'm going for the Bills. You know what I mean? I ain't fucking with them Giants. Nah, I ain't said the Giants can't pull the upset. Just neither one of their records is crazy. You know, I just think the Bills got a better squad. You know what I'm saying? I expect the Bills to have a better game.
Shit. Hey, you said everyone picked the Bills?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Because I kind of laughed so hard, I actually backed out of the damn restream because Lyric had me dying. Yeah, so everybody picked the Bills. I guess it's the way I delivered it. Yeah, all right. So the last game of the week is okay, bro. We got a show to do. This is why we love Spotlight Sports, because it's like talking to the homies. You're gonna have some moments. Now. All right. So the Cowboys, who are 3-2, versus the Chargers, who are 2-2. The Chargers are coming off a bye week. The Chargers are at home. I went with
The Chargers.
the Cowboys. I went with the Cowboys. You want to know why? Let me get my damn mustache going. I can have one of them evil mustaches. I just feel like the Cowboys got the better defense than the Chargers. Even missing Trayvon Diggs, I like defense more. Certain games, I know that is an overpowering offense, so I take that into account. But this game right here, the Chargers have been struggling. And honestly, at this point in the season, the Cowboys have struggled against teams they should beat. So I was kind of caught in between the Chargers at a home game, but they just lost so bad to the 49ers. I feel like they're going to beat the Chargers.
Okay.
They have to beat the
Y'all can
Chargers.
hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can.
Yeah,
We know you're
okay.
not going with the damn
All right,
Cowboys,
cool.
so go
I
ahead and
was making
say
you
it.
can hear me. You know what I mean? Because I had to walk to a different room and shit. I had to roll up that goddamn cowboy pack. You know what I mean? So, so
Go
I'm about
ahead.
to smoke me a fucking yeehaw leaf.
Let me tell you something,
I'm about
though.
to smoke me a
Every week I
yeehaw
went with the
leaf.
Cowboys, I won. Every week I went with the Cowboys, I won.
That's fine. I'm
What?
just still smoking on that yeehaw leaf. That's all. You know what I mean?
And guess what? I didn't pick them to win last week either, so you can't hold it against
It's
me.
dry pussy like San Antonio. What it is.
Oh wait, that's a lie because when they lost against the Cardinals, I picked them to win.
So yeah, I'm going for the opposing team. You know what I mean? It's only right that I have to. I'm sorry.
Damn, you didn't even name the Chargers. You called them the opposing team.
Damn. The opposing team? Hey, that's my last game of the week. I think
It's my last game of the week too.
it's gonna be super fire game. Two dope teams, Chargers, Cowboys. You know, I said the Cowboys is one of them teams this year, but the Chargers haven't been disappointing either. They've been having a solid season as well. But I got to get this one to
Fuck
the
them
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys, America's team. Now you
Hey,
said
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Cowboys.
Oh,
That's they.
I didn't go that far, Hawk Life. I didn't go
That's
that
their
far.
thing. That's their thing. That's their thing. That's their
Yeah,
thing.
but hold on. Let's do a little history. Let's do a little history. You know, America's team. The reason why the Cowboys got America's team, they were the third choice. They asked the first they asked the Patriots, and then they asked the Philadelphia Eagles, and they both declined. And then they went to Cowboys and was like, y'all America's team? And they're like, hell yeah. So that America's team shit don't mean shit to me.
How it feels to be
but I
the
feel like
third
they're gonna beat the
option.
Chargers. Yeah, they're the third option. But I do agree with you. I feel like I don't like Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen. I don't like Justin Herbert like that. I don't believe in him as much as the hype. I think he's overrated. Now, is he still a good quarterback? Yes. But to me, it's just overrated. I think Austin Eckler is overrated. So the reason why I went with the Cowboys is because I just don't like. I don't think they're overrated, but they are. But I don't think they're overrated in my eyes because I know what they can do. To me, I watched them a lot because of the person that I was living with watched them a lot. So I got to critique them for years. Even Lyric's dad, he's a Cowboys fan. So me and Lyric would always argue with him on why they suck. So now that I'm seeing that there's a little bit of light of doing good this year, they'll get to the playoffs. Now, do I think they're going to be a team that sticks around? They're a one and out team. They're gonna win 2 playoffs games this year because they're gonna go into the wild card. I did have them winning the division, but now since Trayvon Diggs is gone, I'm leaning more towards the Eagles. We'll do that halfway through the season where we get to change our picks up, and we get to say who we think is gonna win with a little bit of knowledge behind it. But yeah, I just feel like the Cowboys have more to offer defensively, even though they do have the other Bosa brother. So they have a good defense too, but that's cool. But that was our last game of this week. I would like to point out, for those who are wondering, why didn't I hear about my team? Why didn't I hear about my team? Well, that's because your team has a bye week this week. The Green Bay Packers have a bye week. They're not playing this week. And the other team that has a bye week is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank God we ain't got to see them. They have a bye week as well this week. So if you didn't hear your team and it's the Green Bay Packers or the Steelers, that's why they have a bye week. If you didn't hear your team, you weren't listening. Go back on the live. Go back on the video when it drops. Rewind. We went over your team.
Don't disrespect Mike Thomason and the Pittsburgh. Don't disrespect Mike Thomason like they're the greatest black.
Look. Fuck the Steelers. Fuck them. Fuck them. What a capital F. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. But this week, I want to do something different. That's why. Hey, look, and next week I bet you the Steelers lose because that was just a game that we lost ourselves. But hey, it's like the game y'all played against the Bucks. We didn't capitalize. We didn't have Lamar Jackson should have ran it in instead of throwing the ball in the red zone. We'll get over that. Lyric says it wasn't a fumble, but it was a fumble. But even if he was right, we'll get over that. Not going for the field goal in the second quarter and going for it on 4th down. Stupid. So it's everyone has something to blame this week, and I feel like everyone is going to pick up and do their job this week.
Not to cut you off, I have to apologize to the Saints, right? Because I got mad as fuck when they got rid of Lutz and got that rookie kicker. But I saw him in that last game, and he was swapping them bitches for 52 and 54 easily in the win. Bruh. I give y'all props on that call.
Hey, look, you talking to 2 motherfuckers that have the greatest kicker of all time, Justin Tucker. So, but I will agree with you. I think that was a good move because that rookie is Can he hit one from 60? I don't know, but he has that field goal line. When you see it on the game, when you see that field goal line, you know if he can get there, he's gonna get it. He's just like
Absolutely.
Justin Tucker in a way.
Absolutely. If he get there, he could definitely get
Even
it.
though Justin Tucker did miss a lot this year, he already missed a lot of field goals that should have got us a win. Colts game. But we still, being capitalized, do our thing. But what I would like to talk about is I want to open the field to some conspiracies. I want to talk about anything that's on y'all minds. We went over Joel Embiid, we went over James Harden. Now that we had time to think, I would like to go back to that topic here tonight. I would like to ask, what's the best spot for James Harden first? One team you got to pick. Where do you think James Harden will actually win? Not play good at like Chicago Bulls that I was telling you about and actually have. Where would James Harden be shipped to win a championship finally? What's your take on that?
His best choice out of his options is probably the Clippers. And I say that because you got Kawhi, you got PG3, you got
Well, let me
I
ask you
call
one more question after that. Is he a bench player or do you put him in the starting lineup and move everyone over? Because Paul George is tall, Kawhi Leonard he can do his thing. We all know he's the claw. What do you think his role would be on that
I
team?
think
Would
he
he
can
be a
start.
starter or a bench player?
He can start. I don't think there's
Okay.
no other point guard that's better than him on the team. I think he can start that point. Um,
Oh, so you putting him at point guard?
yeah, he can,
And you're not moving Kawhi Leonard and Paul
no,
George. You're putting him at
no.
point guard.
Yeah, I'm putting him at point, but he gotta
Cool.
also know he gotta pass the ball. He gotta know that he got players that can make plays, so he don't have to force shit. And think about Harden, he like to force shit a lot. So he got to know that he got a supporting cast. I don't think he ever have a support cast like he would have in the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it will work. And when you have PG um
Kawhi.
Kawhi out for 20, 30 games, you have Harden to fill that void, and he'll just love that because he'll be in there just running how he want to run it.
Well, my question now would be, do you think he would game manage like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, knowing that he has that option? Or do you think he would
Yes,
just play like he did in Houston?
yes, I think he would because he at this point in
Okay, at
his
least you're being
career,
realistic.
he at this point in his career where he probably not desperate but really want to win a ring. You know what I'm saying? All that balling and all those records and statistics mean nothing. It really in their heart unless they get that chip. That's what you dream of. That's the dream. That's the ultimate goal to get that chip. So I think if it's a spot where
Now,
he can get a chip. Like even I think him playing with LeBron would be a good move. The only difference is both of them
that
niggas.
was my pick.
Them the only
You
difference,
stole my pick.
only difference is with that, them niggas, both of them niggas don't like the pass ball. I don't know how that'll work. But I think LeBron can humble them down and they can make it work. But that's the only thing the Lakers really missing, a solidified shooter. And I think he can beat that if he be more consistent. Yeah,
I think that the Lakers are missing a solidified point guard. Because when Rondo was there, we saw what happened with that championship. The reason why I would put James Harden on the Lakers is because what's the one thing LeBron always needed throughout his career? The one thing that he loves to play with, a three-point shooter. Now, would Joel Embiid work there if you put Anthony Davis at the power forward instead of putting him in the center position all the time? I think so, but the reason why I wouldn't say that over James Harden is because Joel Embiid would be forced to be getting rebounds. He would be forced into a role of not scoring. We only need you for rebounds. He would pull a Dennis Rodman with the Chicago Bulls if he was on the Lakers. Don't get me wrong, Dennis Rodman still did his thing with Chicago Bulls, but I feel like that's the role that Joel Embiid would play. But with James Harden, he could run the point. You could allow James Harden to run the point, and you have other people that will back you up when James Harden is off the court with the Lakers. So my pick for James Harden would be the Lakers, only because we see what LeBron James can do when he has a reliable person that can spot up, shoot, or create their own shot. So I agree with you, though. The Clippers, Oh man, that's a three-headed horse or a three-headed dragon, whatever you want to call it. That is going to take the workload. It's going to. It might not work in the beginning of the season, but it will work towards the end of the season. Just like the Lakers had when they revamped their whole offense and defense with picking up players. They have good people. So if you don't get rid of Austin Rivers and you don't get rid of Hushmanjama or whatever how you ever say his name, if they can keep those two players and still get James Harden, I would like that. I would like that for the Lakers because the Lakers wanted Damian Lillard, and the closest thing to Damian Lillard in the league right now is Steph Curry, which is not leaving Golden State, and James Harden. So I would actually, if I was Palinka, if I was old girl, I would be like,
Jenny Bus.
I'm gonna bring James Harden here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's a good.
Lyric, who do you have? If James Harden was getting traded to a team right now, what's the number one team that you think he would benefit from? Now you don't gotta pick a team that's winning. You can pick a team that like, look, y'all sleeping on the role players in this team or that team, but who would you pick James Harden to go to? And it would be the most beneficial to getting a championship, not helping his stats, not helping because he might be a Hall of Famer. And I say might, that's a hot take. I feel like he is, he could be, but where do you think he would win his first championship at if he was to leave the 76ers? Because he's the one who wants to leave. They have to move him. Whether it's now or the middle of the season, James Harden won't be on the 76ers. And I know you like the 76ers, but
OKC.
going back to the Thunder? I could see that if he's a point guard. If he goes back as a shooting guard, I don't see it. But if he's back as a point guard, allowing, I could see him at
I
Charlotte
just see.
with
I
LaMelo.
just see
Yeah, I
the.
was about to say that because the dude
I
from
mean,
Charlotte asked for a
okay.
trade, the young dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my third choice, but I see a little different from how y'all see it. Maybe something happens in the Lakers, and LeBron wants to go to OKC.
I don't think that. I don't think LeBron's leaving the Lakers.
I mean, I don't think so neither. But I'm just saying, like, if something were to happen,
You're saying if. Yeah, we're going. I told you I want you to be
you see what I'm
controversial, and
saying?
so you're saying that
then that's the only
LeBron would
way.
leave for
That's
OKC with James Harden.
that's the only way that I would see for to benefit James Harden for him to get a ring,
Hot take.
and also for LeBron to get a ring. But also it'll be better on Harden part because he went back home. And then LeBron basically
Facts.
left Lakers thinking that he did everything he could in the Lakers because basically, we all know about the Kobe Bryant shit. So
I ain't gonna lie.
the other
If
team,
LeBron James leaves the Lakers,
hold on.
if okay, I'll let you go.
So basically what I'm saying is that if he does leave the Lakers, in case of anybody wondering what team that he's gonna go next, that's my decision. OKC. He would want to be with somebody like James Harden.
But let me add on to that. Let me add on to that before we move on to Joel Embiid.
He needs somebody that's like a, I agree with what you said. You know what I mean, with the whole point guard and shit like that. Like, bro, like, yeah, I mean, I could see that, and I'm not even a LeBron fan. So I mean, I can't stand LeBron. But if I would have to just be open-minded about it, I mean, that's one way that I could see it happening, and for James Harden to basically rent his ring. Yeah, I could see it happening there at OKC, and it'll be basically like
I think Chris Paul should have went to the Lakers. But let me ask you this then, before we move on to where should Joel Embiid go if he does leave the 76ers? Because I'm with Hawk Life. I don't think he will, but if they're trying to revamp the whole team, he will. If they're really moving on and trying to look for the future, he will. But if LeBron James leaves this team and goes to another team for his fourth team and wins the championship, is that the GOAT conversation coming to an end? What do you think?
Yeah.
If he leaves and wins for 4 different teams.
Let me put it this way, bro. All right. everybody want to keep comparing about the GOAT and this and that, all right? And I'm gonna try to put it the best way I can that I know to explain. I mean, you have some people, like for instance, have LeBron been in the league longer than Kobe has?
Yes.
Okay. And you have some players that haven't been in the league as long, but they have some world records and they known for either steals and this and that and third. So I mean, you know, could we really compare it to someone that probably may haven't even had equality, or maybe that's not even in the game anymore? You know what I mean? So I just think that really all of them is GOATs. But I see what, the coach is trying to do.
Okay, so what you're saying is errors. You're saying that
There's errors. Yeah, there's best
the
errors.
goat of the era
Yeah,
is the goat of the era.
yeah,
They can't play now, or
right.
then it would be
It'll be
different.
different. That's the best way to judge it. And I don't understand why anybody is not looking at it that way. So if you want to ask me if LeBron is better in this era, yes, that's the only time ever in my life that I ever would ever say that you ever hear me say that LeBron James is the best in this era. You see what I'm saying? It's the best way to put it. But now, if you were to ask me if he's the greatest of all time, in your face every day, like I would spit in your face and tell you no. You know what I mean? Like, because I just feel like
Well, Lyric,
that.
I like to point up that your top five was horrible. Your top five was not. I want to say ass because I was about to say your top five was ass, but I respect some of the people you had up there. Um, Allen Iverson is the best person to not win a chip. I feel like everyone can agree on that to a point.
I was even talking
Like
about
the
Allen
best
Iverson though.
person to not win a chip is Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And
Like the
James
best
Harden
player to
competing
not
for that
win.
for right now.
Uh huh.
But the window is closing. James Harden has a chance, and he should have won one with the Sixers. But
Yeah, he should have.
we all know where that's going.
That's what I thought.
We all know where that's going. It's because no one can stay healthy, even James Harden himself. Um, I feel like if James Harden went to a healthy team, like don't get me wrong, Anthony
Catch
Davis,
us out the
injury
club at
prone.
nighttime.
Yeah, yeah. But I think his best bet
Partying and drinking. Partying
would
and
to be with the
drinking.
Lakers.
Fucking about it. Yeah.
Because he can play the shooting guard. He can play the point guard. I'd rather have him at the point guard with the Lakers. Don't get me wrong. Because what he did in Houston when he was the point guard and he was facilitating the whole offense. But what's your take, Hawk Life? If LeBron James leaves and goes to another team and wins a championship, is that the end of the GOAT conversation?
No, if he continues to play, no. But what I will say, if LeBron leaves the Lakers, it's gonna be for retirement. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be Jordan with the Wizards,
Yeah, exactly.
it's gonna be
but
for
he's gonna win the chip.
he's
I feel
probably
like if
gonna win.
LeBron James leaves the Lakers, he's winning a chip. He's winning a championship.
Yeah, I know we all know his ultimate goal is to play with Brian and railroads happen, shit happens. That might be him trying to fulfill that with his youngest son. I don't think he's gonna be able to play the game that long enough to wait on his youngest son, which his youngest son not that younger than Brian now. They're about a year younger or so. But whatever aspirations that he have, I feel like most of them are based in LA. So he definitely gonna put family first, like he said. So like I told people, I don't think LeBron got no more than maybe a year or two left. We could be witnessing this last year. He made some prophetic statements earlier on in the off season. So no telling that we could be witnessing the greatest of this era's last season. You never know.
I have another question. Do you think, like, I don't think it's his last year. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he hasn't been a bench player. Do you think LeBron is his last couple of years because he's not going to play off the bench? Because if he plays off the bench like a Vince Carter, like Andrew and Iguodala, or like, are you thinking he's choosing to stay on top of I've been a starter my whole this season? Because I feel like if LeBron came off the bench for any team, it's over.
Well, let me ask you this
Do you
question.
think he's comfortable with coming off the bench though?
Just a simple way to answer this question. Have Jordan ever come off the bench?
No, but let me follow up with this statement.
Wait. Let me tell you why I
Has
say it
Jordan
first.
ever played as long as LeBron James has? Because if I'm
No.
LeBron James, and you got to think about it, with a lot of these superstars, even with Tom Brady, when you walk away from the game, you feel like you still want to play that game. So if LeBron James actually takes that year off like Jordan did and knows that, hey, coming off the bench, I could still put up numbers more than anybody off the bench. I'm still that type of guy. If I'm in LeBron's
Let
shoes,
me
I
ask
probably wouldn't
you
because
again. God rest the dead. Let me ask you again. God rest the dead. Did Kobe fire off the bench?
no.
All right, now
But
I'm
let
gonna
me ask you
explain
this
to
question though.
you.
Let me ask you this question though. Manu
Well,
Ginobili. Manu
mm,
Ginobili always came off the bench. Would you say he's a less of a player than a starter?
no, because he was part of a
Exactly.
he was part of a special moving part that was going on in San Antonio. It was Ginobili, it was Parker, it was Duncan. It was something special that was happening. All those guys made Hall of Fame, and it was well deserved.
And let me
Well
ask you
fucking
this.
deserved.
So you're telling me that if LeBron James decides I want to be a bench player in his declining years and he goes back to Miami, you don't think that Miami will win a championship with LeBron as a bench
No,
player?
no, that's
So
not what I'm
then,
saying.
so
No.
then,
You
why
ask. Hold on.
can't
Let me answer his
hold on,
question.
hold on.
Let me-
So then, why can't James Harden go back to OKC with LeBron? Then he
Because
can.
LeBron notices, to be honest, James Harden is not a player he used to be. I'll answer your question. I'll let Hawklight speak on what he wants to
All right,
say
cool.
about LeBron James going to Heat. LeBron James knows that James Harden is not the player that he used to be because of the clubbing, because of him going out every weekend, and it's really what he's like. James Harden is the Ric Flair of NBA, if we can agree on that. He's the I got to party after every game. He's the Shaq now. I'm not taking my
Okay,
health
but
seriously.
okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Never mind. I was just only looking at it from a game perspective, but okay, all right, cool. I see what you're saying. Never mind. I already knew that. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
like
Hawkeye. You good?
LeBron
You
James
good?
is a health
You
nerd.
good? You
Like
good?
he
Yeah.
wants the health, he wants this. But Hawk Life, back to your point, to get back onto your subject, you don't think
Now,
if LeBron James went to the Heat, he wouldn't as a backup, as a bench
no,
player?
no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. It's the question: will LeBron play back role, come off the bench if he was at? And this probably would go to what you're saying. We're not saying he right. Let me say that. I'm not saying he wouldn't go to the Heat, but the reason I asked you the question and I pointed out those two specific players, Jordan and Kobe, when they retired, they
Because you think he's not going to be a bench player. He won't settle for that.
he won't settle for that because he won't be known as the greatest of all time. So he gonna want to do it how the greats done it. He gonna retire as a starter, but at the same
On top.
time, on top. But at the same time, if it was asked of him to do it for like a season or two, he would do it. I think he humble enough that he would do it. But it's not something that he would keep permanent. He would go back to being a starter. He might leave that team after that year and someone else to be a starter. Or he might tell him they ain't cutting
Well,
it.
let me ask you this before we get into Joel Embiid and where he's going to go. I disagree. How many more years do you think LeBron has? Because me personally, I'm not going to lie. I think he got 5 years left of good playing time. If he accepts a bench role, he doesn't have to because he can go to a team where he won't win championships, but he'll still like Jordan and the Wizards. He can go to a team that you're not going to win with, but you can still put up points and help your case through
Nobody,
stats. But
Jordan, no, nobody was gonna sign his ass, so he went bought the Wizards and went play for them. Now, this I'm just joking, but listen, this is the thing.
as a starter, he got 3 years left. LeBron
This the
got 3
thing.
years left. Man.
Kobe had bad feet, known for having bad ankles and shit. But yet he still started for the Lakers, and it's the only team he played for. And I understand that was a different
But
situation because that's the
also,
only team he played for.
Kobe Bryant thought
Yeah.
about leaving the Lakers.
Yeah. You know they gave him an offer.
He demanded a trade from the Lakers.
They gave him an offer. He couldn't refuse. I believe he demanded a trade. I know he demanded a trade. You know what I'm saying? Because he had issues with Shaq. It was on time he had issues with Shaq. And, you know, it be like that sometimes. It be like that.
Yeah. I can agree with that assessment to a little bit.
That's why I just said if he won't be known as a great, and I think that's he really won't be known as a great, he's gonna not settle on nothing but be top of his game. Now there's offer to him in his career, and he know he can take it when he go back to being a starter. He'll do it. I think no problem. He'll do it, but it ought to be like a 1 year.
Well, with that mindset, I feel like Manu Ginobili was the greatest bench player of all time. In my book. I love Manu Ginobili. I don't know why. Maybe it's the left hand finishes. Maybe it's the offhand that people got to deal with him being a left-handed player mostly. But I feel like LeBron, if he plays off the bench, he would beat the Kobe narrative because he's playing as long as he can. But it would be something against him where it's like Kobe or Michael Jordan didn't come off the bench, blah, blah, blah. But technically, Michael Jordan sat on that bench for 2 years because he didn't play. So I feel like that's why I say he has 3 years left as a starter and 2 more extra years being a great role player off the bench. And if he takes this whole 5 years, I feel like he wins 2 more chips.
Okay.
1 off the bench and 1 as a starter.
Okay. I could see it.
Lyric, how do you feel? How many more years does LeBron have before he retires?
2 months.
2 months? God damn. Bruh, look, I know me and Hawk Life are drinking, but what the fuck you sipping on? You must be off of that good. God damn, you tripping. You a LeBron hater, bro. I never knew that you hate LeBron this much.
I was fucking on that James pack, bro.
Oh,
all right.
It's too soon.
Well, we not even gonna argue about this shit. Let's move on to the next topic. Joel Embiid. Where does he land that's going to get him a championship? Not where he's going to fit the best in. Not where do you think Joel Embiid lands and wins a title?
Phoenix.
Africa. I'm just kidding.
Phoenix? Yeah. They just lost DeAndre Ayton. Okay, hold on, bro. I got a point. Phoenix? Hold on, wait a minute. I didn't even think about that, to be honest. Damn, Phoenix could be a crazy ass place for Joel Embiid. Damn,
I like that.
I like that a lot. No homo. Pause. Like, hey, yo, Phoenix. My pick. I'm gonna still stick with my pick because I'm not dick riding nobody. No homo. But that was actually a good ass take. Phoenix would be crazy for Joel Embiid. I think that works. I have no argument against Phoenix.
No, I don't have no arguments against Phoenix neither. I think it'd be a good match. I also think Chicago. I think if you use a
Chicago. But wait, hold on. Let me ask you this though: would they have to get rid of Bam in that trade, or would they try to keep Bam and Joel Embiid and move Bam to power forward? What do you think?
I say try to keep Bam and Joel Embiid.
So you're saying like a Tyler Hero and move some pieces and some picks.
Probably a Tyler Hero and it's gonna be controversial because I don't have to hear about this, but Tyler Hero and maybe what this boy name is, the Ball brother.
Oh, okay. LaMelo. I mean, not LaMelo, but LiAngelo. No, not even. Damn, what's his name?
Navarro or some shit like
Damn.
that. Navarro.
Nah, it's a L. It's a L.
Lashara.
Nah, that's not. God damn. I agree with you, Hawk. Like, we're not even going to go through that rabbit hole. Okay. So you saying remove the Ball brother and
Lonzo.
Tyler Hero and Lonzo, yes. That's what it is. Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
You saying remove Lonzo Ball and remove Tyler Hero and a couple of picks, because you know it's going to take a couple of picks regardless, and get you Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm going to sit here and tell you I can argue that more than the Phoenix, but I can't argue too much because Lonzo does full court passes, and I think like you would probably have to keep him, but you wouldn't have to if you're changing the whole image of that team. So if you're saying we got to change the image of the team and let Kevin Durant and Devin Booker be the focus and let you know what I mean, Joel Embiid sit back a little bit and focus on defense and rebounds, I agree with you 100%. I think that could be crazy. But who's going to run that point guard position for them? That's the main question. My pick. Then we can argue about who's got the better pick. My pick, and this is going to set everybody ablaze. Let me tell you where. The Warriors. If he went to Golden State and they had a big man like Joel Embiid,
I thought about the Warriors, but then
really?
after that, I thought about Phoenix. I was like, nah, the Phoenix would be better. I thought about the Warriors.
Yeah, because Phoenix just lost DeAndre Ayton. I understand that, but thinking about, look, when you're shooting threes, you need someone to rebound. You need someone to play the defense in the paint to where you have to shoot threes against. Like, all right, so if Joel Embiid is on the Warriors, you would have to outshoot them at the three-point line. And who can outshoot? Like, Golden State is one of the top teams in three-point shooting. So you would have to play into their game plan almost every game because you're not getting to the paint on Joel Embiid. So that's why I feel like, yeah, Phoenix is a great fucking choice. But Warriors is a fucking great choice because he will be the new Kevin Durant with the Warriors.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Like, who? How can you stop the pick and roll against Joel Embiid? If you don't cover the three, Steph Curry or Klay Thompson can just throw it to Joel Embiid in the paint.
Wait.
Kevin Durant's on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
that's why I say
Phoenix,
Joel Embiid with him. That is crazy because it's the spacing, it's the pick and roll. But the reason why,
that's why I said that.
The reason why I picked
like,
the Warriors,
honestly, bro,
because
to be with you, like, my favorite player, if you were to talk about this era or this generation, is Kevin Durant.
But I agree with you. Okay, cool. Like, mine is LeBron James. Yeah. But let me tell you why I picked the Warriors. Point guard is, to me, in this generation, point guard is the most valuable player. With the Phoenix Suns, you don't have a point guard to move Joel Embiid around. With the Warriors, you have Steph fucking Curry to facilitate that offense. So honestly, that's why I would go with the Warriors. I would say, not to shit on Hawk Life, but I don't see it. I do see it though. It still can work. Don't get me wrong, but as the best place, it would definitely be against the Warriors and the Suns. I think that would definitely be. But the reason why the Suns don't win the best place to go, Realistically, I think the Suns would be the place he goes because they have cap space. They have, um, they have people to play, and against the Warriors don't have that cap space. They would have to get rid of a lot of role players. But if he did go to the Warriors, it would be like Damian Lillard going to the Bucks. It would be fucking crazy if the Warriors can pull that off, to be honest. Because if you got the best 3-point shooter and you got the best center in the league, or second best, because a lot of people pick Jokic over Joel Embiid. I don't know if that could be the next topic for us to talk about. Is Joker better than Joel Embiid because he won the ring? Blah blah. But
We'll say that
he's
for
a top
next week.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a top three regardless.
Joker's my second favorite. Like, I never
He's a monster.
never heard about him. I ain't gonna cap. Like,
Joker is the new Larry Bird.
Yeah. And then when I looked into him, I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, yo, but he's even better. Like, I ain't gonna say better, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, the hype around him.
Well, we're gonna close the show off of this topic right here.
The hype around him, then fucking Larry Bird is like fucking amazingly insane. Like, I dig it. So
let me ask y'all this one question before we close out, because I know Hawk Life got his things that he got to do and work. Respect to him. But one last topic: any trade in the league, it can be anybody moving anywhere. Who do you pick on moving that trade to any team? Last topic of the night, y'all tap in. It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to worry about salary cap.
Okay. But can this person be free agency or retired? Like,
yes. It could be someone coming back. It could be somebody.
Now let me ask you this. Now, with your question, what do you actually mean as far as like putting them in a team? Like, what do you actually mean, bro?
Championship team. If you're putting them on a team, they're gonna win the championship. So if you're taking somebody who's retired for 1 or 2 years or 3 years, or if you're taking somebody that is off another team and they're gonna do an unrealistic trade to another team, who would you pick, and who would be an instant championship caliber team?
I don't think this gonna be an unrealistic.
I feel like that. I'm gonna need an example, bro, to be real with you, because there's many ways I can take that.
So Allen Iverson coming off the bench, going to Minnesota, or going to play with John Morant on the Grizzlies.
I got you. Okay, all right. Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. So it's kind of crazy. You said Allen Iverson. It would be Allen Iverson, and I would say he'll come back.
I already knew
and
that.
Basically, he will finish what he's supposed to goddamn started, being with San Antonio, with
Wembanyama, or whatever his name is, Victor Wembanyama. Okay,
Nate Robinson.
Nah, you can only pick one. You can't bring Nate Robinson back.
But I'm just saying, like, if I had to, that's the way how I would have spent this. Because I would
honestly
fucking
to
love
break
to
down
see
your
that.
pick.
And like, I was a kid, you know what I mean? And I was really extremely into basketball.
Nah, bro, let me pause you for a second. If Allen Iverson could coach Victor Wembanyama, or whatever you say his name, not trying to disrespect his name, but if he can pick that rookie and he could show him some things, bro, that would actually be fucking crazy. I think Hawk Life got a better one though. So I'm gonna let Hawk Life take it. If you had to pick one trade that's unrealistic, even realistic in your point, where would you pick that trade that's a number one contender or a championship or bust team?
I got a trade I feel could be realistic in this coming year too. I got LaMelo Ball being traded to the Lakers to play with LeBron and his squadron. And here, because I feel like it's gonna happen, it'll be just what he need. Because I feel like he's giving Charlotte what he got, but it's just not working for him in Charlotte. I feel like if he makes a connection with LeBron, they're gonna be tough to beat.
And I agree with you. LaMelo Ball could be the Damian Lillard of Charlotte. Damian Lillard's I think he's gonna win a ring with the Bucks. Not this year, but next year. Mark my words. Um, but I can see where you're coming from. But my pick, and where everyone's gonna be like, "Damn, Chief, really?" If LeBron James goes to the Chicago Bulls, damn. With Jimmy Butler, Bam, and everything they got on Tyler Hero and all the shit they got going on over there, I would pick that as an unreal. And I'm gonna point this out right now. It's an unrealistic pick. I don't think he'll ever land in Chicago. But for him to make his GOAT conversation, he goes to Chicago and wins a ring. It's gonna split a lot of people up in that GOAT conversation, bro.
He better not go to the
Don't get me
Reds out
wrong.
though. We're gonna shoot that bitch up. He better not
I
go
don't think he would though. To be honest, I don't think he would go to Chicago. But to Lyric's point, Allen Iverson coming off the bench, I don't think he would be a starter, but coming off the bench, even a part of the coaching staff, Allen Iverson could teach Victor a lot of fucking things, bro. Like that's with the Spurs and the way you know how Greg Popovich fucking he has the Spurs down to a T of what you gonna do and what you're not gonna do, and he's probably the most strict coach in the league. Shout out to Greg Popovich, you know what I'm saying? Like with his health and you know what I mean, losing his wife in the most recent years and everything. But to piggyback off of his pick, crazy. To piggyback off of your pick, LaMelo going to the Lakers. Honestly, I feel like I got the weakest pick with LeBron going to Chicago after hearing y'all two. Because if LaMelo went to the passes he can pull, the half court shots he can pull with the Lakers, like I feel like Lyric had it right with the Phoenix Suns realistically. And he was the number one pick for that move with Joel Embiid. But I feel like you got a realistic, and you didn't say next year. You said in the next couple years, LaMelo Ball would go with LeBron James, and that would be if LeBron could teach him a couple things, just like Allen Iverson with Victor. Like, bro, I think Hawk Life won that discussion off of this one. I feel like Lyric won the last discussion, even though I like the Warriors, but it's the Warriors is a little unrealistic, a little bit. So I had to go with being realistic with who I thought won that last argument, which was Lyric. But this argument, Hawk Life, god damn, like LaMelo to the Lakers. Do you feel like that's because LaMelo went to the Lakers? Do you feel like his dad will allow that to happen? Big Baller Brand, will he allow one of his other sons to go to the Lakers after the salty taste? No homo pause, like the way they did LaMelo. Do you think he would allow him to go play for the Lakers? Like,
well, I'm gonna say
I feel like you won that argument.
I'm gonna say this: LaMelo ain't Lonzo. When Lonzo played over there, Lonzo was having a rough first year. And he had some development to do. The difference is Melo can be a playmaker. They're gonna treat Melo entirely different. But they know he got so much star potential. Not that they ain't see it in Lonzo. Lonzo just wasn't ready. See, when Melo come over there, he gonna be ready. It's gonna be a different type of situation. And I do the LeVar Ball of now sitting back and letting him play. He was more arrogant back then and loudmouth, and he predicted shit. Me personally, I believed him for every fucking word he said. And to be honest, he got all three of them in the league. Two of them was in the other ones in the G League. All three of them.
That's hold on. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like LiAngelo is gonna make it to the league?
I thought he did.
I think yes.
But
he made it to the G League, but I'm talking about actual NBA, not a two-way contract. Do you feel like LiAngelo will actually be after the stealing? And we're not gonna go over the stealing that kind of fucked up his career for the start of his career. Do you feel like LiAngelo will make it?
It wasn't the stealing that fucked up his career. What fucked up his career was LeVar sending him overseas. It didn't make sense. I can see you sending Melo over there. It
He
don't make
sent him overseas because he was stealing, and it tarnished his.
I understand that, but they don't mean he couldn't get in another college and did the same shit.
Yeah. Okay. You're saying he should have took an extra year in college. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Instead of going
Take a
overseas.
shot with me, dog.
I'm already shot. I've been shot all night.
Me too. But I'm saying I see you holding that bottle, so I was like, hey, wait till I got down.
But seriously, I feel as though, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of messed him up. And he had like the size, he got the shape of a football player, but he played basketball. And it's crazy. But I do feel like he got a chance. He still got time. He got a chance if he'll do get nothing but like a 1 year or 2 year contract.
I feel like he's gonna be a bench player, a role
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna figure it out. He gonna get it. Yeah, man.
But I would like to point this out towards the end of our show.
Mhm.
Y'all know I like to give flowers, not because of Dead Flowers with Bruh's album. Y'all can go check that out. Lyric Lyra.
Yeah, we plug that.
LYRICLYRA on Spotify. But I just want to give everyone flowers between me, you, and Lyric of the show that we created. The vibe that we have, the relevancy of knowing that you can relate to anybody on this platform. I love it. You got me and Hawk Life drinking and chilling, and you got Lyric who the smoker, and then sometimes you got somebody who's being sober just chilling. But other than that, I will, before things come out with the plans that I'm not going over, don't worry, I'm not spoiling nothing of Hawk Life. Before these plans come out and what we doing, I just want to give an underground shout out to Spotlight Sports. It's grown into something more than we ever could have thought of, and I can say that for everybody. I'm speaking for everybody. I don't think it would have got to the place it's at, but it's going there. And a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. It sounds like gibberish, but for those who are listening, it's going somewhere. You know what I mean? But other than that, I also want to give props to the people that stuck around in the battle league. We're not going to go over the trials and tribulations of what we had to deal with these last couple weeks, but I want to give everybody their flowers that's part of Battle Rap Kingdom, battling the battle rappers that show up every week and that show up them when they can. I'm not gonna name y'all all. I'm just gonna put it underneath our umbrella that
Show out, baby.
hey,
Show out, baby.
we doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as like I said, I'll bring this back up. I wish the best and a healthy recovery. I'm not gonna go over anything because I don't know. Two, I don't need to know. I know that one of our brothers, one of our family members that's underneath our Battle Rap Kingdom tree is going through some shit. So I'm not going to sit here and speculate or just name off shit. I'm just going to tell y'all he needs y'all prayers right now. Will he ever see this? I don't think so. But for as far as Battle Rap Kingdom, we not fake. We going to stand on the shit we talk about. So I would like to say, hope you have a speedy recovery. I'm gonna give you a title shot no matter when you come back. You can have that shot at the champion when you feel ready. As far as that, for Battle Rap Kingdom Freestyle Division, this week we're gonna try and pull off a tournament for those who are listening that are part of the Battle Rap experience and the Battle Rap League and the roster. This week we're not gonna have a title match. We're just gonna have a tournament to determine who's at the title match. Because even though Un's going through his things, we can't pause the whole show. So with that being said, whoever shows up this Saturday, you know what I mean? Whoever shows up this Saturday, you need to come through. Another thing I want to point out, that a lot of people has been in my inbox about, and this is more personal. Chifa, why you ain't dropping music? Because Lyric is the one who's holding it down right now. And like we say a lot of times on the podcast, you gotta know when to sit at the table and when to get up. So I want to give a little bit of flowers to Lyric Lauer. He's been holding it down for Loud Mob, and it's on purpose. Um, he's the hardest working rapper in the motherfucking whole underground that we know that's been dropping consistently new shit. As far as Hawk Life, and hopefully this is a category. Hawk Life, you're a you're a podcast platform person who's got shit lined up. And I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna drop our songs that you've been waiting for. Run remix. If y'all have heard Run off of Dead
Run,
Flowers,
run, run, run,
Hawk Life is
run, run.
on Run. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, bro already knows how we feel because we talked about it behind the scenes. I'm gonna drop the Run remix for Hawk Life. Um, he killed that shit. I think he's the number one person who's a duo threat, like in football. He can run the ball and pass the ball. He can do interviews and push artists, but he's also an artist himself. And y'all sleeping on my dog. He got some bars. So when I drop this Run remix, it's gonna be crazy. But back to my brother, he holding it down for a reason. Y'all will see later on what's the reason. I want to give flowers to both of y'all because um, y'all both have a lot on y'all plate. And this is not me just being a little bit tipsy. This is me being straight up because y'all know how I am. Uh, Hawk Life got a lot of shit going on. He's making moves, he's making meetings, but he still takes the time to do music. As far as Lyric, he helps me with Loud Mob Gaming. He helps me with a lot of shit as well as I help him. But he's in the same boat as Hawk Life. He's doing a lot of shit with the on wax and the audio division, and he's still dropping music. So the excuses are coming to an end in Battle Rap Kingdom because you got two of the most hardworking motherfuckers in the game, which is Lyric Lauer and Hawk Life. I'm even saying they're more hardworking than me because I've been slipping on dropping shit, but it's for a reason. But you know what I mean? I'm not gonna go over that. I'm just gonna point my flowers to where they at. These two motherfuckers have been working hard as fuck no matter what the obstacle. Um, and I'm not gonna give up no gems. I'm not gonna say what Hawk Life got working or what Lyric got working, but these two motherfuckers, goddamn, when I say motherfucker, I don't mean it disrespectfully. I mean like these two gods right here, they
Kings.
working on some shit. You know what I'm saying? They doing their damn thing. So I want to give props to my two brothers right here. For those who've been asking, is Hawk Life y'all brother? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Hawk Life will forever be a Loud Mob brother. He damn near in a Loud Mob. So don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Hawk Life is our brother for life. And I just want to point that out. And I want to give my flowers to both of y'all right now. But I'm going to leave the floor for y'all to respond to what I just said. But I mean every word on God. I put it on St. Mary and Joseph, everything that I stand on. So
Well,
I'm going to let
yeah.
y'all finish off the show for once.
Well, I'm gonna say I appreciate the kind words, and I'm gonna say, and vice versa. This platform, this platform, the Sports Spotlight was something you came to me with. It was like, hey, Hawk Life, I got this idea, um, and we should go with it. This the idea, and I immediately say, let's go with it, cause I know to be a good leader, you have to be a good listener. You know what I'm saying? And to be a good creative mind, you gotta know
Facts.
a good idea when you see it. You gotta know a blessing when it comes, whether you're on the spiritual side. Um, and it was a great idea, and I immediately was like, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Um, the trust we built over the years, creatively, personally, you know what I'm saying, business wise, um, we understand each other. So when they come to me with ideas, it's naturally. Most of the times, I'm not gonna say no. And if I say no, it's because there's a but. And then when I'm going to explain that but, is also the understanding that we have. And me working with these guys has been a pleasure. And the only way is up, amigo. And we're not gonna try too much on y'all here yet. I'm trying to get everything locked in. Oh yeah, and that website is coming. So tune in. You saw what happened to my guy.
Talk your shit, Hawk
You saw what
Life.
happened to my guy Duncan Allen Thumb. So he kind of been out of commission. But yeah, you saw what happened, Lyrical.
And let me get a little personal. The lifetime achievement, I love that you put it as a vote to this year, because I feel like Loud Mob should be a part of that, because we've helped Battle Rap Kingdom more than any other artist or person or any person of interest ever.
Oh,
And I feel like that would be the award that I most likely want. And I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans. Lyric Loud is trying to get Artist of the Year. So, and I agree with that, but I'm not going to say that he will definitively win that, because I see the arguments on both sides. But I would love to get, you know what I mean, that
hey,
Lifetime Achievement Award, because
hey.
we put in a lot of work. But at the same
The
time,
Lifetime Achievement
I don't
Award
want no
is not a
recognition
voting
because.
category. We pick somebody every year that receives it.
Oh, okay, my bad, my
They
bad.
got like
But like I would
20
like to
plus
say
years
is,
in the game, underground game as a
we
whole.
got 20 plus years in the game, but I'm not trying to point you to another direction. But what I was trying to say was, I don't care if we get it at the end of the day, because a real motherfucker and a real person who's for the culture doesn't need recognition.
Amen.
So I just wanted to be known as one of the pioneers of the game. Like, I love Battle Rap Kingdom. I rock with Battle Rap Kingdom through the ups and downs, because real motherfuckers know. If you don't know, I'm not gonna go over it. But the ups and downs is what you have in life. That's what life is, ups and downs. So at the end of the day, we stand around Battle Rap Kingdom, and a lot of things we do is for Battle Rap Kingdom as well as Loud Mob, and I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that a lot of people want to say Loud Mob only stands behind Hawk Life. You don't see the arguments we have behind the scenes. You don't see the agreements we have behind the scenes. You don't see what us three right here, right now on this podcast do behind the scenes. So honestly, you need to shut the fuck up. And that's the only disrespectful thing I'm gonna say towards these fans, as far as some people that we know in other leagues. You don't know what we go through, and you don't know the arguments that us three have, and still be brothers at the end of the day after the arguments. You don't fucking know. So what I gotta say about that is, yeah, what I gotta say about that is, we actually have no fucking yes man. And that's between battles, that's between future Battle Rap Kingdom platforms, that's between anything. You don't understand what we do behind the scenes that outwork all of you other leagues. And that's not a shot at anybody. That's me saying my shit. Like, you don't understand when you have an actual democracy, which Battle Rap Kingdom is a democracy. You don't understand what we fucking do to make this an actual non-biased league. So stay in your fucking lane, because if there ever becomes an opportunity where we can come at you motherfuckers, and this is just me speaking, I'm not gonna let my brothers stand with me, but if there's ever an opportunity where I can come after you motherfuckers, I will. But you backed out, and we're not talking about Royal Excellence, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say disrespectful. We're not talking about platforms that you backed out of because you knew Battle Rap Kingdom was on the way.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm gonna let y'all finish this one off.
Man, let's this out. And everything that was said needs to be, man, went to a whole different damn. Everything that needs to say needs to be said. Y'all know we talk about. We don't give a
I'm
goddamn.
sorry. I had to send shots at motherfuckers,
To
man.
beat on our chest.
But
I mean,
I agree with you. We should end it on that note.
spotlights. Well, the sports is a spotlight. Like
Facts. Loud Mob shit, Battle Rap Kingdom shit, RBK shit.